See, root pressure. This root pressure was proposed by a theory. A theory was proposed by a scientist named Priestley. A theory was proposed by a scientist named Priestley. Priestley was a scientist who proposed root theory. Here, what is root pressure means? Just now, to try to recall what we discussed in previous classes where absorption and transpiration is taking place. Suppose when roots are being absorbing water, here roots, which parts have absorption capacity in roots? Root hairs. The root hairs, which are elongated portions of epidermal cells, that root hairs are responsible for absorption of water into the roots. Root hairs are single cellular extensions where epidermal hairs are present. That root hairs are absorbing by diffusion process. Then this diffusion process is depending on concentration gradient. You know what is the concentration gradient? When soil has more water than inside the roots, then water will be entering into the roots through concentration gradient, which is the diffusion effect. Okay, like that it is taking place. Here, due to that apoplastic and symplastic processes, what happens here first? First, root is absorbing water into epidermal hair. Then inside the roots there is epidermis. Then it will enter cortex. Then endodermis. Then pericycle. Then trachyary elements. Like that, there is a transport of water from outer parts of the roots to inner parts of the roots. When water is being pumped into the trachyary elements like xylem, because xylem is responsible for transport of water, whereas the phloem is responsible for transport of food and minerals. Water and minerals are being carried by xylem. When root is absorbing, here, due to that metabolic activities of that entry of water into the trachyary element, there is developing a pressure in the trachyary element or xylem, which is in roots. Due to that apoplastic symplastic process we discussed, there is absorption of water by root hair that is being pumped or moved into the trachyary elements of the roots. When water is being moved into the trachyary elements of the roots, there is pumping of water into the trachyary element, so that there is a development of some pressure in the trachyary element, which we call xylem here. The pressure developed in trachyary elements due to metabolic activities of the root is called as root pressure. So what is root pressure? The pressure developed in trachyary elements due to metabolic activities in roots. What is the metabolic activity here? Metabolic activity means absorption of water. That is the metabolic activity, symplastic apoplastic process. Due to that metabolic activities, where roots are sucking water, from the soil, that sucking develops some pressure in the trachyary element, what we call xylem. Okay, here that pressure, what is developed? That root pressure is due to diffusion pressure. What is diffusion pressure here? When water is absorbed into the trachyary elements, apoplastic symplastic process are taking place. That apoplastic symplastic, in apoplast there is movement of water through intercellular spaces only, whereas in symplastic process there is the transport of water through membrane also. So normally Normally, by diffusion, there is absorption of water into the root hair. Okay, that is purely passive process. When in simplest process, there may be need of energy which may be active. Finally, it is again passive process where diffusion is there. Finally, again passive when it is entering the tracheal elements. So when that finally entering diffusion or passive uptake of water and minerals is taking place inside the vascular bundle where xylem is present. That diffusion develops pressure. That pressure only we are calling this one. Okay. Here, this root pressure was studied or monitored by fitting some rubber tube like structures by removing some parts. Just an experiment we will see now. See here how root pressure can be monitored. By taking a manometer which we can observe the pressure. In a pot, a plant is taken. In a pot, a plant is taken where its stem was cut. This is the stem. Inside this pot, there is a root system and everything of the plant. The stem was cut and the cut stem is connected to a manometer which we can measure the pressure developed, and both are connected with a rubber tube. By using a rubber tube, the cut stem of plant and manometer, they are connected each other. Like this, a manometer is taken. This manometer has normally what? Some substance like mercury is taken here. Mercury is taken here, usually manometer. Like a thermometer, there is a mercury, and this was fixed to a stand. A manometer was connected to this, where a cut stem is connected to the manometer with the help of a rubber tube. Okay, diagram may not be clear. In textbook, you can refer the diagram. See now. I adjusted the board. You can watch it now. So, like this, it is connected. This is what manometer, which we can study the pressure developed. This is what mercury. This is stem, and this is a rubber tube. When a cut stem is connected to manometer with the help of a rubber tube, if we keep this stem in water, this is a pot where plant is taken. If we pour water into this, then the roots what are present inside the soil of the pot, they will absorb water. That absorbed water will be pumped upwards through the stem. As stem is directly connected to the manometer, this water will be entering the manometer So first mercury level is somewhat here means further on pumping of water inside the manometer through the stem, the mercury level can be increased. That increase in the level of the mercury, I mean, at which rate there is raise in the level of mercury, that we have to observe. Which rate? Here, mercury level is raising means there is pumping of water into the manometer. If more level of mercury is increased means, then more water is being pumped. At which rate? That is an experiment by which we can demonstrate the root pressure. Root pressure can be demonstrated by using this. Okay. Otherwise, simply another simple experiment also we can take, not only manometer. Suppose a pot was taken where a plant is there. Plant. That plant stem was cut. Same experiment. The plant stem is cut here. It is cut. To that a glass tube is connected by using a rubber tube. Similar. A glass tube is connected and it covered with a petri dish. A petri dish is placed here and this is connected with a rubber tube. This is stem. This is rubber tube. This is a glass tube and this is a petri dish. Why petri dish is placed here means same method as stem is, roots are absorbing water and stem is pumping water outside. Inside this tube we can study we can observe the rise in the level of water. Okay, but if it is not covered with a petri dish means, then there may be loss of water through transpiration, or water vapors may be lost through the tube, because glass tube is open on both sides. As glass tube is open on both sides, water may be lost through the glass tube into environment. So to prevent that water loss, a petri dish is placed on glass tube and it is connected to a cut system which is kept in a pot and water is poured here. When water poured here, roots absorb water and stem will be pumping the water upwards. That pumped water will be entering the glass tube. We can observe the water. Suppose here level A is here before pouring water here. After some time, we can observe the rise in level of water to this one. That means stem is responsible for pumping of water. See here how much pressure developed can be studied with a manometer. Here just upward movement of water can be observed with the help of a glass tube which is connected to a cut stem kept in pots where water is added. Like that it is explained. So the root pressure can be explained by these two demonstration experiments. Okay, note on this. Root pressure can be measured. Did you draw the diagrams? Yeah, complete. Yes, very good. Root pressure can be observed, measured. Root pressure can be measured by fitting a manometer to the stem. Next point. Various ions from the soil are are actively transported into vascular tissues of the roots, water follows and increase pressure in trachyary elements that is xylem. In trachyary elements, xylem. Okay. Here the positive pressure is called root pressure. The positive pressure is called root pressure and can be responsible for pushing water to the small heights in the stem. Pushing water to the small heights in the stem. Next, write like next paragraph. A small soft stemmed plants on a day with plenty of water is cut horizontally near the base with a sharp blade in early morning. We can see small drops of the solution oozes out, oozes out of the stem and and it is due to the root pressure, and it is due to the root pressure, which is a positive pressure, which is positive pressure. Next, if you fix a rubber tube or glass tube, if you fix a rubber or glass tube to the cut stem, if you fix a rubber or glass tube to the cut stem, you can collect and measure. You can collect and measure the water and the rate of movement, Okay. Next, effect of root pressure. Effect of root pressure is also observable. In night and early morning. In night and early morning, when evaporation is low. When evaporation is low. And excess water collects in the form of droplets. Excess water collects in the form of droplets. Excess water collects in the form of droplets around veins, V-E-I-N-S, around veins near the tip of veins, near the tip of grass leaf, veins near the tip of grass leaves, near the tip of grass leaves. 1 second. Near the tip of grass leaves and leaves of Many herbaceous plants. Many herbaceous plants. Herbaceous pots. Herbaceous pots means soft stem, like that, where wood is absent. Such water loss in liquid phase is called guttation. What is guttation? See here, suppose in early mornings you can observe, here roots are there, plant pot, leaf is there. In some leaves, where suppose if margin is crenate margin means like this, where margin is like this, or crenate margin can also be written like this. In such leaves, not only such leaves, in many herbaceous pots of leaves, this is the main middle and this is vein. At the tip of the vein, we can observe there is lot of drops of water in early mornings where temperature is very low. Why? Because when temperature is very low, water cannot be converted into liquid form, vapor form. In low temperatures, water molecules cannot be converted into vapor form because the temperature is low. If temperature is more, then water will be lost through transpiration as water vapor. But here temperature is low in night and early morning, but roots are absorbing water. They are pumping water upside. There is positive movement always. But here, as the temperature is low, the rate of transpiration will fall down. As the rate of transpiration is falling down, there is a lot of water in droplets through margins of leaves and some other herbaceous parts of plants also. That loss of water through margins of leaves or through herbaceous parts as liquid parts, droplets, not vapor. Vapor is lost means that is what transpiration, but water is losing in liquid form only. That is what we can say guttation. Note down this. Next, root pressure at maximum provides push means pressure, push in the overall water transport. For overall water transport, root pressure is pumping upside. That is this point. Okay. Next point, the root pressure may not play major role in upward movement of water, for more height in tall trees. Root pressure is responsible for pumping, okay, but when distance between stem and tip of the root is very more, plant is very tall. When the plant is very tall, in the tall trees, this root pressure is not sufficient for the complete transport. Okay, next point, This establishes continuous chains of water molecule in the xylem. Continuous chains, that means from the beginning to top, water molecules are carried continuously as a chain. Continuous chain of water molecules in the xylem. In the xylem for movement. Next point. Majority of plants meet up their movement of water, by transpiration pull. That means the transpiration pull is the major for the transport. Root pressure is providing some, it is giving some effort, but major pressure which is developed for the upward movement is suction pressure, what we can say. That means negative hydrostatic pressure which is developed at the tip of the stem is suction pressure or transpiration pull. Whereas near the root, bottom of the plant, there is pumping. Pumping means positive hydrostatic pressure. Positive hydrostatic pressure is not playing major role in transport of water in plants. The major role of transport of water in plants is carried by suction pressure, which is a transpiration pull. Okay. Next, some objections of this root pressure theory. What are objections? Objections of root pressure theory. Why root pressure theory is not widely accepted? That is the question. Objections of root pressure theory. Here, just now we discussed, root pressure can establish some force which can carry the water molecules up to some distance, whereas the majority of transport of water is facilitated by transpiration pull. What are the objections of root theory? Root is means, here for most part xylem sap is not pushed below by root pressure. Most xylem sap means the water what is present inside that is not pushed from below by roots. Is not pushed from the below part by roots majorly. But what pumped, that means sucked by the leaves. That is the point. That means most xylem sap is not pushed below. That means pumping is not taking place all the time, but it is by what? Transpiration pull. By root pressure it is not taking place, but pulled by the leaves. Pulling means lifting up. Pulled by leaves on transpiration. So transpiration is a major process of uptaking of water molecules at topmost portions on transpiration pull. So this is one objection. Xylem movement of water is not by the root pressure majorly, it is by transpiration pull. Okay. Here in roots there is development of some pressure, right? So the positive root pressure is developed to overcome the gravitational force. When when water is being carried from the soil into the roots, there is some gravitational force where by the gravity water may be attracted towards the soil downwards. Just root pressure is acting as a pressure which is pushing up the water molecules, which is against the gravitational force. That means only the gravitation force is overcome by the root pressure. That means more than that there is no. Okay, especially in tall plants, when water is being carried in the xylem, water molecules may tend to fall down due to gravity. So that gravity can be overcome by the root pressure. Okay, overcome gravitational force in xylem water, in xylem, in especially tall plants. In tall plants, that can be overcome. This is the point. Okay. These are two objections which are proposed for root pressure theory. So these two objections explain that root pressure is not sufficient to pump water to more heights. Okay, note down this. Next, root pressure theories. Root pressure theory is majorly proposed by Priestley. Here some vital theories are proposed for root pressure. What is vital theories means? Vital means living processes. The living processes or metabolism which is taking place in root is responsible for the development of root pressure. That is vital theory. Forces of living cells. Forces of living cells are responsible for ascent of sap. The ascent of sap is majorly done by the forces which are developed. That is what we can say vital theories. These vital theories, examples, relay pump theory, just names enough, no detail is needed. Relay pump theory, pulsation theory. Relay pump theory, pulsation theory are responsible. Relay pump, just like relay running is there now. Relay running means in baton, in relay running one baton will be there, that is taken by one person up to some distance, then another person will take up like that relay distance. Relay running will be there now. See here in relay pump, according to the relay pump theory, there is one cell to another cell, one cell to another cell, one cell to another cell. Relay. Water is being carried by the force from one cell to another cell, from one part to another part, from that part to next part, next cell. Like that, that is what we can say relay pump theory. Change in osmotic pressure. One cell to one cell means osmotic pressure. Due to osmotic pressure, from one cell to next cell it is carried. Next, from this cell to next cell, one more osmotic pressure will be carried. So what is the next mode? This is one relay. Next, from this to next cell, next with osmotic pressure, again one more. Like that, from cell to cell, there may be transport, which is we calling relay pump theory, which is developed due to osmotic pressure or osmotic gradient. That is relay pump theory. And pulsation theory is that one where cells which are present outside the endodermis, like cortex, epidermis cells, that cells show pulsation movement. Pulsation movement means like contraction, relaxation. When the cells outside the endodermis, like cortex and the epidermis, show that contraction, relaxation properties, there is pumping of water. That is what is pulsation theory. Okay, these are two theories which are vital theories. Next, physical theories. The physical theories which are proposed based on the physical processes of ascent of tap, where there is export of water. Here, the physical theories are responsible by what? Dead cells. Dead cells of xylem carry ascent of sap. Ascent of sap is being carried by dead cells. This is vital. Vital cells means the living cells of the xylem are responsible for this process. That is vital theory. Physical theory means physical cells where vital cells are not involving. Dead cells which are present in the xylem, they are responsible for ascent of sap. They are called what this one. Okay. This physical theories like imbibition theory. Imbibition I told you in previous class. What is imbibition? Imbibition, absorption of water by the dry materials and increase in size. That is imbibition theory. Capillary theory. Capillary theory is one, and transpiration pull theory is one. Transpiration pull theory is one theory, which is a physical theory, and one more is there, cohesion tension theory. Between water molecules, there may be cohesion addition processes. That cohesion tension theory is another theory which is explaining the movement of water molecules. The movement of water molecules by the living matter of the cells is explained by vital theories which include relay pump theory and pulsation theory, where dead cells of the xylem are responsible for pumping or ascent of sap. That's explained by imbibition theory, capillary theory, transpiration pull theory, or cohesion tension theory. Here bottom, note down this, capillary theory, cohesion tension theory, capillary theory, cohesion tension theory. Okay, these are theories which are proposed to explain the movement of ascent of sap. Okay, this root pressure and the theories of root pressure and observations of the root pressure and experiment of demonstration of root pressure is also complete by now. So transpiration, the process of transpiration and what is the transpiration, when it takes place, how transpiration pull is responsible, that we'll see next class, because I have just 5 minutes. Even we start the transpiration, we cannot complete in 5 minutes. I have another class now, that's why. Yes. Up to this WPT, what I told you. Up to today's class, you have to write a WPT. Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah. Nandri, vanakkam.